What was the hardest part of adopting your child? Probably the moment I stood in the hospital bathroom counting ceiling tiles while my 12-year-old daughter Mia told her oncologist she was refusing treatment. Leukemia, same kind that killed her birth mom. I knew about the cancer when I adopted her. What the agency didn't tell me was that she'd already been adopted once before. That family bailed when they got the diagnosis, left her at the hospital and never came back. She was 9. I remember signing the papers 3 years ago. The social worker kept saying, "Are you sure?" and sliding medical forms across the desk. Words like progressive and remission unlikely and palliative options buried in tiny print. I just kept signing. First day home, Mia unpacked this ratty stuffed penguin with one eye. "This is Wobbles," she said. First time I heard her voice. That night, I found her sleeping with her shoes on. She did that for 6 months. Our routine got weirdly normal. School, doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, where she'd steal extra chocolate pudding cups and hide them in her drawer for emergencies. She never called me mom, just hey or sometimes dude. When the cancer came back last month, the doctor said we had options. Mia just shook her head and said, "I watched my real mom die hooked up to machines, not doing it." My heart slammed against my ribs so hard I thought I was having a heart attack. That night, I called every specialist, pulled strings, maxed credit cards, flew to 3 hospitals in 2 weeks. Everyone said the same thing. Her choice was legally binding unless I went to court to override it. I kept thinking, I'm her mother. I'm supposed to save her. So I did something terrible. While she slept, I crushed meds into her pudding cups, started the treatment without telling her. For 2 weeks, I watched her get sicker, the expected side effects, while she thought it was just the cancer. Then last Tuesday, I came home early, found her in the bathroom, all her pudding cups dumped in the toilet, empty pill bottles on the counter. She looked at me like I was a stranger. "You're just like everyone else," she said. "You think I'm just some sick thing to fix." I tried to explain. She wouldn't speak to me for days. Finally, her nurse Trina got her talking. Turns out, Mia wasn't refusing treatment because she wanted to die. She'd just never been allowed to make a single decision about her own body, ever. Her birth mom decided to have her. The state decided where she'd live. Doctors decided what meds. First adoptive parents decided to leave. Even me. I decided I knew better than her. Yesterday, she asked if we could sit down. She had a notebook. "I wrote what I want," she said. "Not no treatment, but a different protocol. Less intense, maybe less effective, but with better quality of life." She'd researched it herself. She wants to visit the Grand Canyon, wants to be buried next to her birth mom, not cremated, wants to dye her hair purple before it falls out, has a whole list of movies she needs to see before, in her words, whatever happens, happens. But the hardest part of adopting Mia? It wasn't the diagnosis or the medical bills or even watching her suffer. It was standing in that hospital room last week when she looked at me and said, "Everyone just wants to keep me alive. Nobody's ever asked me how I want to live." Now I count ceiling tiles every night while she sleeps, wondering if I'm brave enough to let my daughter teach me what it really means to love someone, even when you can't save them.